down to Finn that Bath have improved, but he's a big part of it because he's got the confidence that the players like Ollie Lawrence and Max Ajomo and Will Muir and Tom de Glanville, all these players who they've just got a bit more sprite in their step because Finn Russell's there, and that's what the Scotland players get from having Finn in the team as well. So he can inspire you with just his presence, and that's what some of the great players do, isn't it?
And equally, Philippa, when you see the man in the red jersey opposite him, what an occasion for Sam Costello, his Six Nations debut. He's been waiting for this moment behind Dan Biggar. His last big international experience must have hurt him because, of course, you remember what happened against Argentina, the interception try from Nicolas Sanchez. But today, he can stamp his authority well and truly.
Yeah, he absolutely can. What an amazing opportunity for him. He's got a handful of caps, but like you say, this is his first start in a Six Nations, the opening weekend, and he's got a big task to go up against the maverick Finn Russell. How he defends him, how he tries to shut him down is going to be equally as important as him bringing his own attacking game.
And Andy, how do the likes of James Botham, Tommy Raffel and Aaron Wainwright, how do they shut down Finn Russell this evening?
Well, they've got to close the space down without doubt. They've got to have line speed, but they can't just focus on Finn Russell because this is where Scotland have developed over the years. We've come down here over those 22 years we've lost, sometimes with only one attacking threat of Finn Russell or just Stuart Hogg at 15. Now there's attacking threat throughout that team, and what Finn is brilliant at is bringing defence up and then giving the right option. Attack these days is almost about manipulating the defence and then making the right decision, and he does that better than a lot of people, to be fair. And he's got a great relationship with Tua Piloto, and if Cam Redpath comes off the bench, he's got that link at Bath. So the back row, the Welsh back row, clearly have to get to Finn Russell, but they can't just be focused on him because he'll create the space around them.
As for Wales, there are 7 survivors from that World Cup quarter-final defeat against Argentina. We know how many names have retired or are injured. This is an inexperienced Wales side, but a Wales side that Warren Gatland says is ready for it.
It's a challenge for us. We've got a young squad, some real youngsters coming in, kind of starting the next cycle, building to the next World Cup. But the Six Nations is still really, really important.
Do you think you can surprise people, this Six Nations?
Well, I think we surprised people during the World Cup. You know, there were lots of speculation before, and that we weren't even going to get out of our pool. So to win the group, I thought was a great achievement. So, look, the great thing about us is that there isn't any expectation, and we'll go in there probably as underdogs. Given you look at the age profile of the team, it's a very young side, a lot of inexperience within the squad. Probably the region's not doing brilliantly well at the moment, but one of the things that I've found in the past and with Wales is that those players, when they come into you and they put that red jersey on and they understand the history behind it, the expectation of wearing that and what it means, they seem to grow another arm and a leg. And sometimes I've had conversations with players and who've come from teams that haven't been performing well, and one of the things that I've asked and have said, what's the difference when you come into the Welsh camp? And they kind of, it's simple as, when we come in here, we believe we can win, and there's no special formula in that. It's about the mind and confidence and self-belief and the psychological implications that they're massive in high-level sport. And how do you build that confidence within a group to go out there and perform?
Warren Gatland speaking earlier in the week. James Burridge with Philippa, Tuttiett and Andy Nicol here in the Principality. You can hear the PA announcer getting everyone in the right frame of mind. Philippa, when you look at the tactics and the strategy that Gatland's going to have to employ, traditionally, when we've come here during the Six Nations or during the autumn, Wales have been dogged, haven't they? Their defence has been on top. Gatland has backed his side's fitness. They've ground games out. But this is quite a young team, full of enterprise, who don't mind taking a risk. And it kind of goes against that judders with the way Gatland likes to play.
Yeah, it's certainly not. It doesn't sound very pragmatic, does it? We've got youngsters. We want them to embrace their opportunity. We want them to go for it. But the basics of the defence have to be there. You know what? When you've got a team that haven't played that much with one another, you strip it right back. There's not going to be fancy. You're not going to see defenders shooting out of the line. It will be a man-on-man press. They'll give to the corner. They'll let Scotland go down on that outside edge, buying themselves time to reorganise, and then hopefully get those turnovers and then attack with ambition.
And Andy, fast start will probably be what Gregor Townsend will want more than anything, to get on that scoreboard. We heard Sarah and Paul Grayson in Italy talking. I mean, Italy had a great start in Rome, but they weren't able to keep that scoreboard ticking, were they?
They did, and accuracy is everything. It's you don't have to come out and score tries in the first few minutes, but it's almost set your authority in the game. Make sure you're playing the right position. Stick a high ball up and Cameron win it. These are the things that they'll be saying in the changing room right now. Right, what we're doing, first lineup, first scrum, where we're going to play, and it'll all be planned. And Scotland have to. We can hear it behind us. There's no better place in world rugby to play rugby. This is the best rugby stadium in the world. The roof's closed. The atmosphere is unbelievable. But you've got to manage that as the away team. And I think we saw the blueprint last night. Ireland were utterly brilliant at closing out that game and managing the crowd, because you're not going to be on top for the whole 80 minutes. That just doesn't happen. But they got ahead of the scoreline and didn't really get France. France came back within 7 points, and of course the Marseille crowd got up, but then they went and scored the other end. They just managed that game last night beautifully, and that's what I think Scotland have to do today. They have to make sure that what we're about to hear doesn't become a factor in the game.
David Jenkins said he was shaking when he took the call from Warren Gatland. Now he is leading his country out into the Principality. Wales's second youngest captain of all time. The fireworks go off here around us. Finn Russell leading out Scotland. Jamie Ritchie sprinting out of the tunnel. The energy palpable in this rugby cathedral as we await our final game of the opening weekend of the 2024 Six Nations. Wales running out to our right, taking their moment to get ready for the anthems. The band ready to play, the choir all set. The music has been pumping for the last 90 minutes inside this stadium, a stadium with the roof on, which is bound to make an absolute racket when we get going in about 5 minutes time. This is what the Six Nations is all about as we steady ourselves for the anthems. The referees and the officials coming out onto the pitch, and we are good to go in Cardiff. As applause rings out around us, celebrating and remembering the Welsh internationals who have sadly left us in the last 12 months. JPR Williams, what an ovation for the great JPR, who has inspired so many people around the world to play this fabulous game. Absolutely, as I look around me, everyone standing as one, applauding, looking up on the big screen at some of the great videos of JPR. And Andy, I know just how much he would have inspired you down the years as well.
He's just one of those iconic names, when you don't have a name, you just got initials, you're good. He was just a lovely man, and some of the footage is just incredible. I think we all grew up in my generation with that 1973 Babas All Blacks game here in Cardiff, and he had so many parts to play in that game. I mean, obviously there was an amazing try from Gareth Edwards, but as we're seeing now, there was a try at the other end that had about 5 sending off incidents in it, by the way, but JPR was just sensational.
Equally inspiring as well, Philippa, for many women who have looked up and watched this fantastic match.
Yeah, absolutely. And JPR, I mean, you talk about the infringements there, he was tough. Oh my gosh, he was tough. He was another breed. Some of the things that he put his body through.
Absolutely brilliant. What an ovation for JPR. A lovely tribute from everyone here at the Welsh RFU, and from the 75,000 all around us here. We're ready to go for the anthems, led by the band and the choir in front of us. Just listen to that ovation for two of the best anthems in world rugby. Good evening from James Burridge, Philippa Tuttiett and Andy Nicol for Wales against Scotland on BBC 5 Live Extra. Let's run you through the team, starting with Scotland, led out by Finn Russell. Carl Rowe at fullback with Steyn and Van der Merwe on the wings, Jones and Tuipulotu in the centres, Russell partner with Ben White at scrum half, up front Schumann, Turner, Fagerson, in the second row Gray and Cummings, 6, 7 and 8 Crosby, Ritchie and Matt Fagerson. As for Wales, well, 12 months ago they had 937 caps in their starting 15. This evening, just 413. An all-new looking Wales. Time for a reset, time for a rebuild, and time for a debut for Cameron Winnett at fullback, with Josh Adams and Rio Dyer on the wings, Watkin and Tompkins in the centres, a Six Nations debut for Sam Costello at 10, partner with Gareth Davis. Up front, Domachowski, Ryan Elias, Leon Brown, the skipper David Jenkins at 4, Adam Beard alongside him, James Botham, Tommy Raffel, Aaron Wainwright making up the back three. In charge, Ben O'Keefe of New Zealand, James Dolman, Angus Maybe running the touchline, Brendan Pickerel in the TV booth. Hopefully we won't have too many prompts from Brendan, and we are good to go. Wales lining up in red shirts, white shorts, red socks. They are going to be playing from right to left. Scotland in their traditional blue shirts, blue shorts, white and blue socks. Philippa Tuttiett, a huge 10 minutes for both these sides as they try and set their stall out.
I know it sounds a cliche, but those first 10 minutes are huge for both teams. It's going to be about possession. Who can exceed their dominance?
Sam Costello has the ball in his hand. You can hear the countdown around us in this fantastic stadium. Wales, all the training, Scotland, all the preparation. We are underway here in Cardiff. The third match of this opening weekend, and straight away Scotland take the ball, catch it on their 22 and hit the deck. Ben White waiting to whip it clear, calling for the cavalry to help him out. 15 metres or so from the near side touchline. Wins for Ireland, wins for England. Who will prevail this evening? Big kick, a first opening kick taken by Winnett. Takes the tackle just on halfway, whipped it out from Davis to Wainwright. The peroxide blonde mop of Aaron Wainwright as he approaches the 10-metre line, with Costello getting the loop. Quick hands, soft passing from Wales as they approach the far side 5-metre channel. The pick up and drive from the pack, gaining metre upon metre.
Use it 9.
Quick ball needed to be used by Wales. Davis just shaping for the kick. It looks a relatively easy one for Scotland, and they'll take that all day long. Andy Nicol.
Yeah, that was a poor kick from Gareth Davis. It just was an easy out for Scotland. They've now got deep now into the Welsh 22, and Scotland will probably have a line out and about the halfway line to attack from.
Gareth Davis was there, kicks it out, kicks it long, but that's a big net gain for Scotland. Philippa Tuttiett.
Yeah, I'm kind of just shaking my head a little bit. I mean, initially for Wales, that was really good. Some good strong carries, ball retention, quick ruck. Yes, it slowed down, but they had players. They could have kept it in hand and gone again.
Scotland with their first attack. Russell launches his side on. Crosby takes contact centre pitch. The switch from White. Russell puts a little cheeky kick over the top, beautifully taken by Steyn. The inside pass. Hugh Jones passed it to his left, but there waiting was a Welsh jersey as Wales counter-attack. Outside their 22, the crowd getting up off their feet as there was space outside for Wales. Opening minutes here, 2 minutes gone 0-0 as Wales take the collision on the 10-metre line, and we can catch our breath because there was a half chance there for Scotland. Already we're so used to seeing Scotland play with width. It's slow ball, and Gareth Davis again, can he do a little better with this box kick into the smoky air? It's gone high, chasing up 2 or 3 Welsh players. They've done a good job here, Wales. They've taken it. Rafael takes that loose ball. Wales possession inside their own half. It's slow. Was there a knock on there from Davis? The referee says play on. He couldn't see it. And Scotland did their level best. They tried to stop possession, keep it in the maul, but it is back with Wales. Costello sends it skywards again. Rio Dyer trying to make a menace, but it's a great take. Just snatched, and Steyn once more comes away with the loose ball. The pick up and drive by Scotland between the 22 and 10-metre line. Whipped away by White. Driving up now, Ritchie. Sets up the ruck. Centre of the pitch. Again, slow ball. Russell sends it. Not particularly far, but it's a high kick. Win it again. Steyn, though, having a proper scrap arm wrestle for that ball. And Scotland coming away with the penalty. Andy Nicol.
We're never back offside.
Yeah, it's interesting. Both sides are looking to play in the sort of the middle 20 of the pitch, and then they're looking to kick. And there's some good kicks going up. There's some bad kicks. You know, a bad kick can be made a good kick. It was a good kick chase, and Wales got one back there, and then Scotland got one back there. So, you know, it's a tentative start from both, but both have actually showed that they might have a crack. You know, there was a real chance in front of us where you saw Finn Russell, I think, touched it twice. He'd one pass, he's one kick pass. That just shows the variety that he brings to his game.
5's the call.
And Scotland in particular taking their time to come up. They're not rushing this. They want to play the game at their pace. The line out to Gregor Townsend's side. Outside Wales is 22. 0-0 the score. 4 minutes gone. Turner feeds it long, taken well at the back by Gray, and now the first chance of Scotland's pack to do some damage. They've gone inside about 17-18 metres from this near side touchline, attacking left to right. White and Russell calling for it. It goes to Tuttiett, who takes the crash, takes the collision inside Wales' 22. They spread. Russell, little pop pass. Stain coming off his wing. It's whipped out again. Russell again, cross field. Turner, the hooker, and that's going to go straight out of play. But Wales, offside.
Early or never back.
And an easy 3 points, Philippa, for Scotland.
Yeah, I'm wondering whether, Finn Russell, he's done that sort of cross-field, like almost like a passing kick, isn't it? He can really spot a bit of space there. Whether we need to look at Wales' defensive line, they're obviously giving him an option for that kick through. But to be caught offside now, second time,
Shots called.
Yeah, it's an easy 3 for Scotland.
And I heard Ben O'Keefe saying it was offside 10, Wales 10. That's Costello just flying up, nervous about who he's playing against. You're trying to close it down. So there's the fine line. You've got to stay on the right side of the law, and he's got to close it down, but he's got to make sure the ball's out first. And it is probably going to be easy 3 points for Finn.
Finn Russell in his 108th match for Scotland, looking to see how he can do some damage. We know what he can do out wide, Andy, can't we? When you look at everything he's done out wide in attack, up he steps with the penalty opportunity to try and add the extra points that he has added. Up he steps, just keeping it nice and sweet. 3 points for Scotland, 3 points for Finn Russell. 6 minutes gone, and that's just what they want, Andy Nicol.
Yeah, we saw what led to that penalty was a set move off the line out where Tuttiett took the ball first phase, and that meant that Finn Russell then is attacking second phase, and it's a tactic Scotland will use a lot tonight.
The restart taken quickly by Wales, and it's taken by Scotland and by Luke Crosby, 10 metres from the near side touchline, left to right. Scotland attacking if you're just joining us here in Cardiff. 6 minutes gone, 3-0 Scotland. White with the box kick, and again that's a good clearance kick from the scrum half. We saw early on how Cameron Winnett was being targeted. That time he just let the ball drift out. Give Wales a chance, Philippa, to try and create something from this middle part of the pitch.
Yeah, and a line out has been a bit of an Achilles here for Wales, and with a very much fresh face looking squad, it's good to see that one functioning.
Here come Wales. First phase up to halfway. Davis looking back. Costello deep again. Shoves the ball high into the air. And once again Scotland just composing themselves and staying a good take. Almost breaks through the first tackle. Passes it backwards, and Wales holding them at bay. Ryan Elias with the tackle. Centre of the pitch. It's whipped out again. Lovely little kick over the top from Russell. It's loose. It's scrappy.
Back here.
And another penalty to Scotland. That time Daffyd Jenkins, the skipper, offside, Andy.
Too many silly penalties from Wales. You want to get the crowd into this game, but giving away silly penalties like Costello going offside in the line, and then Daffyd Jenkins there. He was called. When the kick comes back from the standoff, if you're in front of it, you have to stop and wait for you to be brought back on side. So, the referee's already given a warning about the number of penalties, and all that does is just give Scotland easy field position, and they can get another attack going.
Yeah, to have a warning from a referee only 7 minutes in, that's pretty unusual.
Russell with the kick downfield, right into the belly of Wales's 22. Big defensive set required here from Warren Gatland's side. Once again Scotland, the pack just in a cluster, just discussing the call. George Turner just waiting to get absolute clarity from his pack in terms of what they want. Now he sprints to the touchline. I
think they fancy them all today. I think some of the hearings I've got coming out of the squad, they fancy taking on this Welsh pack at Maul time.
Turner with the white and red ball, ready to throw his darts. Beautifully taken off the top. White to Tuttiett. Massive crash right underneath Wales' sticks. The quick passing. Turner again. Right into 2-3 Wales defenders, but wave after wave of Scotland pressure attacking Wales' line, but Wales get the penalty. Ben O'Keefe.
Tommy Raffel was outstanding there because he got absolutely blattered, as you always do in that position. But my goodness, he got on it. He latched onto it very quickly, and it was quick ball. Quick ruck ball is just what you want. It's what Scotland thrive on. But they just didn't quite get it to the right player when it was that quick, and Tommy Raffel got on it. Outstanding.
It was initially great carry for Tuttiett, wasn't it? And they managed to get that ball back really quick. We're just watching the replay now, watching the hands getting in over that ball because they badly needed it. You feel one more phase and Scotland could have broken things up.
And it just goes to show that was classic Scotland in a way, wasn't it? Running it hard and fast, looking to exploit the space out wide, but sadly a couple of Welsh bodies have suffered for it. But Tommy Raffel, you were talking there, they call him Tommy Turnover, Andy, and he's been dynamite for Leicester, and that's why they love him there up at Welford Road, and he's going to be absolutely critical tonight, isn't he?
And I talked earlier about accuracy. Accuracy is not just about your passing, your kicking, it's about your clear outs as well. And it's been quick onto that ball. That was quick ball for Scotland, but they've just allowed the Welsh, Tommy Raffel, to get on the ball. And when you're as good as that, then that's a turnover.
Scotland in a huddle outside their 22. Cool, calm, doing those big, deep breaths you see to try and bring them all together, whilst poor Corey Tomaszewski, Philippa, is receiving some attention. 19 stone Corey in because, of course, Gareth Thomas not fit. There were some concerns about the lack of experience up front for Wales, particularly if you look at their bench as well. I mean, Elliot D we know about, but Kemsley Matthias, Kieran Azarati, Teddy Williams, I think that's 5 caps in total from those 3.
Yeah, absolutely. And you've got Leon Brown there. He's packing down. A great player, but just been so unlucky with injuries. He's coming into this after playing 3 games, You talk about being match ready. It's difficult, especially in that front row, to come in primed off 3 games.
Costello just waiting for the medics to clear the pitch while he takes his time to clear this penalty.
Okay, time on.
3 points to 0. Scotland lead. 8 minutes gone on the clock. Costello kicks it long, kicks it downfield, and it'll be a line out to Wales between their 22 and 10 metre line. We were fascinated as well by watching the game plans from both these sides, how much they're prepared to play between their own 22s. As the ball has been lost by Wales, Scotland take it, and they're immediately going wide, as they often do. Tuttiett takes it up to the 10 metre line. White whips it clear. Soft popped up pass there from Turner. As quickly Russell sees some space, tries to bring his players through it. Lovely spot, rows away, gets it out to Stein. Stein for the corner, he's cut back inside. Still going, the legs pumping from Kyle Stein. They go again, Scotland, looking to burst through the Welsh line. To the right, the snap, the speed, the step from Kyle Rowe. 5 metres out Scotland go, hunting their first try. White, the pick up and drive, and the crowd starting to play their part as Schumann, the prop, takes it on for Scotland. There's a little bit of space out left. Can Scotland find it? Russell, again they recycle. 2 metres out now Scotland, just to the left of the post. The pick up and drive by the pack, inches away now. The pick up once again, they are right underneath Wales's posts. Waiting to pounce here. Cummings. Have they grounded the ball? I think they have. Ben O'Keefe.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, guys,
I think Schumann
in the end.
He went low.
Just make sure he hasn't lost it when he's grounded.
It's a second movement, but I think it looked from the eyesight up here.
Yeah,
okay,
it was an allowed second movement. You're allowed to stretch out.
Decision try. We'll just check the grounding.
The on-field decision try, so it's finding any reason. Did he lose contact, or was there a double movement? But that was good attacking play by Scotland. Let's see the end of it. You're allowed to go forward. I think that's a try.
That's a clear try, that's a clear ball on the line, and Scotland strike first here in Cardiff.
Okay, Ben, the ball has been grounded over the line.
Yeah, we agree.
Brendan Pickerel confirming it to Ben O'Keefe, our referee.
Ben, the ball has been grounded over the line. You can award the try.
Okay, try's good.
Try good. Try to Scotland. And we talked about the direct route, Andy.
Yeah, but there was good attack. The initial got where Scotland got into the 22 came from, it went off from the right hand side here, and it looked like Ben White was going left, but Finn Russell came back to the right hand side, and there was an overlap there, and Kyle Rowe went through, and that's where they got the field position. So some smart attacking play by Scotland. They've obviously identified something in the Welsh attack, and they're attacking it and they're executing it, which is good.
Russell just preparing himself, slots the conversion. 11 minutes gone, and Scotland with the dream start. 10 points to 0, Philippa Tuttiett.
Yeah, those goosebumps have disappeared, I'm afraid. It's from what I'm seeing so far from Wales, they're looking a little bit disorganised. They look a little bit like rabbit in headlights, and I'm not quite sure why they keep kicking the ball away. I'd say settle down, try and keep hold of some possession, bring players in, get them on the ball, get them feeling, get them feeling the game, because at the moment they're just chasing shadows of Scotland.
Okay.
Scotland with possession inside their 22 from that restart. And again, Scotland can just play this game at their tempo. They kick long downfield, finds touch, and they're just doing the basics well, Andy.
Well, they're doing them very well. Ben White is kicking that from his own 22, and it's clearing the halfway line. As a scrum half, that's an outstanding exit.
Line out for Wales, just inside their own half. Elias, and now Davis, Costello. It's with Wales in the centre of the pitch, but they are not breaking that gain line. They are being driven backwards in the tackle by Scotland. Costello's gone back about 15 metres, sends another kick high into the sky for Dyer to try and take, but Scotland will just pick that up, and well, in the end Russell saw space, ricocheted everywhere, but the Scottish defence is lapping up what Wales is throwing at it.
Yeah, and you know who made that tackle in the midfield? Finn Russell. We always focus, or a lot of people focus on his attacking prowess, and let's be honest, it's very good, but defensively he's outstanding as well.
Scotland with the line out now. Turner, Ferguson running up, Ritchie dumbing the jump, and it's Wales who take it. They benefit. Now what can they do off this ball? They're going slightly sideways at the moment, and again Scotland just wrap them up in the tackle. They're in possession on halfway, attacking the right hand channel. Wales 10-0 down, 13 minutes gone on the clock. Davis, the pack trying to earn the yards around this breakdown. Scotland trying to contest, and Costello again trying to force Scotland to play inside their 22.
Inside.
And in the end they kick it long, they kick it out. Do they? No, just kept in by Wales. Tackle on halfway, and a high tackle, so a chance for Wales to go with some points, play the advantage in the least.
High tackle, guys.
Sloppy from Scotland. Yeah, I mean there's good penalties and bad penalties. That's just a silly penalty, because there was no need to go high there. I'm seeing a replay. It's the classic seatbelt tackle, but it's high. There's nothing more than that, but he didn't need to.
Kyle Rowe in his first Six Nations start, as the crowd see the replay on the big screen. And Costello has decided to kick for the corner.
No danger. Players falling into it.
This is a massive set for Wales now. They need to get the crowd up. They just need to give something. You can hear it building. They're desperate to do it. And they've got a good attacking player in the middle of the 22. This is a really important line out and attack for Wales.
Yeah, the crowd starting to wake up around us. Scotland have won the first exchanges. They lead 10-0. Wales must pounce. They take the ball at the line out. Quick ball off the top. Davis throwing it into the centres. Scotland keep them, hold them, slow that possession down. Ferguson doing a great job. Davis passing it to the right again. Wainwright over the ball, and lost in possession by Wales. Scrum to Scotland. That is a massive steal by the team in blue.
Great work.
Yeah, it was just a 2+ carry though. You know those Wales forwards, there's just two there. You've got David Jenkins on the ball, Leon Brown coming over, running into some of the strongest forwards you've got in this Six Nations. So a little bit of lack of communication there. You can't just send in 1+1 against this kind of defensive pack.
It was just quite a basic attack, wasn't it, Philippa? There was no people running angles. It was just the line out was safe. It went to 2 off the top to Gareth Davis, to Tompkins, hit it up, and then one hit down the blind side, and then there's a knock on. So yeah, I think they need to bring more to their game.
Scotland with the scrum, 15 metres from the far side touchline, 5 metres from their own line. Left to right, Scotland attacking, and once again the scrums keeping us entertained, says he.
Reset quickly.
Sarcastically.
Clutching at straws, I would say. First scrum in 16 minutes, though.
Yeah, that's a positive.
Yeah.
Keep the stability.
It's all about stability. Fascinating to see what the referees are looking at in this Six Nations. The things they have been told by World Rugby to keep an eye on, and scrum stability is one of the key markers. Any side infringing, trying to steal an early march, is going to get the whistle. Speed at breakdown is one of them as well.
Keep the break foot.
And the line out too.
Crouch. Binds.
10-0. Scotland lead here. 16 minutes gone on the clock. White feeds. Much better in terms of the scrum. But front rows once again go down. So they pick up Scotland and drive. Gaining the hard yard through Tuttiett. To the left they go. And the forwards crashing through. Gaining another 2 or 3 metres. Russell just waiting.
Okay, use it.
Back beyond the dead ball line, and White again looking for an angle, looking for a good clearance, and once again the scrum half delivering.
It's another smart exit. You know, there was a good solid scrum. Matt Ferguson picked up, got across the gain line, so did Tuipulotu, then back to Ben White, cleared, and they're 10 yards outside of 22. A good exit.
And still a chance though for Wales with this line out on the far side. Elias, centre, taken by Wainwright. Davis takes it quickly. Costello tries to free the back line. Can they get quick ball from this first breakdown? Davis getting more width. Costello. Josh Adams clattered to the ground near side touchline. Davis diving in with his hands to try and get that ball away. Beard taking it on. 6'8", 19 stone Adam Beard. And again they attack this left-hand channel, the drive and pick up. And Adams again with his second touch, but it's been held by Scotland. They've done a terrific defensive job, and they get the turnover.
And the two players doing it, Finn Russell and Hugh Jones. Again, we always think about their attacking play, but that was it. Just held Josh Adams up there, and really smart play, really physical play.
Scotland aren't doing anything fancy, are they? They are simply doing all the basics really well. I know that's probably going to be a message from Gregor Townsend, isn't it? Coming down here, boys, you haven't got to do anything extreme. Just do what you do, the basics, very well. And the fizz, the sparkle, that's going to come, I have no doubt.
But Philippa, just what we were saying earlier, if Wales' attack is that one-dimensional, then actually it's quite easy to defend. It is the basics you need to do.
Yeah.
And the crowd once again trying to inspire their side. Cries of Wales around us here in the Principality. Their team, their new look team, failing to fire. Just trying to get used to the atmosphere. So many young players here, Philippa, tonight. Haven't had the necessary experience of playing in front of 75,000 people. Opening weekend of the Six Nations, dealing with everything that comes with the pressure of playing at home. Still waiting for the scrum to gather.
The noise is the biggest thing. I went from playing in the bygone age, I went from playing second division amateur rugby to playing in front of 1,000 one week to playing 60,000 the next week. And when you cannot hear any player around you, you realise that international rugby is so very different.
Scotland with the scrum, and now with the free kick.
Two things, break foot and early, Wales.
There you go, all about that stability or lack of.
All right, Philippa, do you want to explain breakfoot to the listeners?
Well, do we call it a new edition? It's been a year now, is it?
Yeah, it has. Yeah, still don't know anything about it.
When it takes it, as Scotland kick long downfield.
On now!
Kick tennis from both these two as Russell smacks it down the centre of the pitch. Winnett is there. and takes it.
Yep, run 5.
A 21-year-old on his debut.
Okay, Wales out.
Loose kick down the middle. Russell gathers, sees space down that right-hand channel, kicks towards it. Costello's going to have to get there. Could be a 50-22. It's a brilliant kick from Finn Russell.
In just that moment, you just see a difference between an inexperienced Cameron and an experienced standoff in Finn Russell. We got a penalty for some reason, but the point being, Cameron tried a spiral kick, it came off his foot, it didn't go any distance, it gave Finn the chance to come forward and then bullet it over to the left hand side to get the 50-22.
And a sloppy bit of indiscipline from Scotland, who'll have another 3 points here.
I think they'll go corner.
Do they want to go?
No, he's not. No. See, when you're captain and the kicker, you lose all your ambition.
Yeah. I am very surprised at that. I really feel like they've got Wales on the run here. They could have compounded that by going for the line out.
I'm not saying 17-0 wins you the game, but it gets you further down that line, doesn't it? But 13, if he gets it, it's not, this used to be bread and butter. Finn's kicking for Bath this year has not been the 85-90% that he's been over the years. So, that's why I thought you might just, as you say, Philippa, just keep the foot in the on the neck and keep going at them.
Russell slotted. Already 2 kicks at goal. This 15 metres from the far side touchline. Scotland playing from left to right. Everything has gone according to plan so far. Up steps Russell. It's sweet, it's true, and it's 13-0. And Wales have to find something quick, Philippa Tuttiett.
And this is where they are going to be looking for those leaders to stand up, to be that calming voice. Yes, you need to raise the intensity. Yes, you need to have more intent in your carries. But the calm, don't panic, don't give away penalties, don't force it.
Beautifully taken, massive leap from Scott Cummings, takes it outside his 22.
Use it, 9!
And Ben White being told to use it by Ben O'Keefe. And kicks it long. This time it's going to be kept in field as Winnett is chasing back. Safe take from the fullback. Costello again high. Where's the chase? Who's the chase coming from? Adams was there, does a good job to make the tackle, but Kyle Rowe, the fullback, is there, takes possession, hits it up. White looking for the pack, finds 2 or 3 forwards to gain 2 or 3 more metres.
Great work, you're holding him there, that's the ball.
23 minutes gone here in Cardiff in this first half. 13-0. Scotland lead. White again sends it high, another real tester for Winnett. Up he leaps, it's a great take, sets up the ruck just inside his half, 15 metres from this near side touchline. Now it's the turn of Rafael to drive it a metre up to the right hand side, back in the pocket, and Costello just been pushed and squeezed further and further back as Rowe came up. It looked as if it come off a Scottish hand. It has, and it will be a scrum to Wales. But the defensive shape of Scotland, Philippa, they are just putting the squeeze on Costello, and the whole way that Wales are trying to attack.
Yeah, they really are. And even when Costello is managing to get those high kicks away, you can see one Welsh winger and then about 3 or 4 Scottish players just circling around them, so they got very little chance of getting that high ball back. I was just looking now, total kicks, you've got 10 to Scotland, 13 for Wales, but Scotland's kicks have been fantastic exit kicks and a fantastic 50-22. Wales is at the moment, they're just not relieving any pressure.
Scrum to Wales, just inside their own half. The feed from Davis, trying to wait for that stability, and again the front rows go down. This is the bit that you used to get fed up with, Andy, wasn't it?
Yeah, but you know what, Scotland I don't think will be too bothered about this, because they've already had a free kick. If it's a similar infringement, that then goes to penalty. Let's listen to this.
Early on in the game, we haven't had any correct scrums yet. I told you we must have stability and then we must have height, okay? Both sides are getting players going down. Keep the height up, we go to penalties, and if it continues, players will leave the field. Okay, sort it out, it's early on. Let's go.
I think Scotland have the edge, I do, and I think we saw that from earlier. So this is absolutely key now. If Scotland can get that, an infringement here against the head, then it's all about what the referee's saying. And if you're starting to give away penalties early on in the first 2 scrums, then that's going to be dangerous for Wales.
Gareth Davies just talking to Costello. Do they try and get quick ball away from this scrum as they attempt a second scrum just shy of halfway? Davies, the most experienced Welsh player on the pitch. Thomas Williams waiting. There's Davies. Fires it flat to Costello. Bit more like it from Wales. Juggling the ball, Adams, but stolen. And Scotland take the turnover. And Rowe juggles, but catches the ball again. Takes possession for Scotland beyond halfway. Fagerson clattered. Xander Fagerson in the tackle. White whips it to Russell. Nice soft hands from Scotland. Gray getting it away to Schumann, who drives beyond halfway. Wales trying to make it difficult on the deck, and that's exactly what they've done. Great work at the breakdown. Great work. Tommy Raffel again.
Tommy Raffel, coming to a bit of the saviour for the Welsh team and fans. It's pretty much all that the Welsh fans have had to cheer about, is when he gets his hands on a ball and gets that turnover.
How important was that to try and stop this momentum from Scotland as Costello kicks it long downfield? That's a good penalty. That's a great penalty. Takes Wales to Scotland's 22. They need something, need a spark, need to bring this crowd back into the contest.
It was a bit scrappy. We just saw a replay of the turnover, but it's been given on the field, so
it looked really good live, and then with the benefit of replay, I don't think it was. It was 2 knock-ons and a penalty, but hey ho.
Just receiving some attention, one of the Welsh players. It is Ryan Elias, which is why the line-outs is taking a while.
They keep talking about the gap, they keep stepping back, I'm just matching that space.
Both sets of players just taking on some water, trying to regroup.
We've got to keep the stability.
But what a key line-out this is for Wales. They've had one chance.
Keep their elbows up so they don't go down.
One foray into Scotland's 22. Stafford Jenkins, the skipper, knocking on. What can they do this time? What can they muster?
It's never good when you've just had an injury and you're the hooker to go in for an important line-out. It looks like it might be an arm injury as well, which is not great.
Elias with the throw, the crowd coming back, and they play it nice, play it straight. Jenkins takes it, and now Wales rushing on once again. Josh Adams coming off his wing into the centre of the pitch. The pick up and drive now from both of them. Davies trying to bring it clear. Beard takes it on another metre. They're on the 22, Wales, attacking right to left in this opening first half, but they're down 13-0 on the scoreboard as the bagpipes continue to play around us here in the Principality. Davies looking for quick ball, but Scotland contesting it too. Great work at the breakdown there from Ritchie. It's a real mess. Who can come away with the ball? Wales, just as Tompkins goes in, digs it out, and driving on again, Jenkins.
He took over your player.
It's sluggish ball, but Wales still have it. Centre of the pitch. Wainwright waiting. Davies gives it to the number 8. He takes it on. 2-3 Scottish defenders there.
That's the ball.
Davies again. He tries to pass it, and it came out. I think he was looking for something. Instead, he's just coughed up possession, and Russell hoofs it downfield. Costello retreating. Not another 50-22. Almost, but
it was long enough to be, James, but not quite. But you know what? That is a really good defensive set for Scotland. Again, I would say Wales, it was a bit one-dimensional. Philippa, wasn't it, in the attack? Gareth Davies just ended up getting a bit of a mix up the base of the scrum, got the turnover, and Finn Russell's put in a 60-yard kick now. But good defensive set. I'd still like to see more from the Wales in attack.
Yeah, I think, like you said before, they're doing the basics because it's a basic attack.
And it's all they have to do right now as the line-out goes awry for Wales. Russell sees a kick pass as another option. Rowe takes it, has Steyn to his right-hand side. Got to be careful he doesn't get bundled into touch. In the end, he hits the ground. Rushing up was Davies. Russell trying to get it wide, and Scotland attack the centre of the pitch. One try in the bag already, a penalty too. And they're looking on the inside line, trying to bring in They're strike runners. Russell now coming back to the right-hand side. Gets possession, gets width. Lovely continuity, great hands. Rowe. Tackled in the 22, 2 or 3 metres short. Fagerson takes it. Flies towards the green turf here. And the pick up and drive once again, this time from Cummings. Centre of the pitch, here comes Scotland. Tuipulotu, lovely pop pass. Russell sets up the pass, and once again Scotland in. Duhan van der Merwe the scorer. It's just too easy. It's too easy for Scotland here in Cardiff.
It's too easy, James, because their attack and their contact and their breakdown skills are very, very good. They're not letting Wales get anywhere near the ball. They're controlling the ball, they're controlling the speed of the ruck, and when Finn Russell has got that much of an armchair ride, he just calls the shots. And Scotland did that with 14 men, by the way, in attack, because Richie Gray's gone off injured. Sam Skinner has come on, but he wasn't on for that passage of play. And it was just the moving, the manipulation of the defence was outstanding. And at the end, when you've got that much space, Finn Russell had various options. And Duhan van der Merwe, I think, has probably touched the ball for the first time. We've not mentioned him.
No.
And yet here he is, he goes over, and it's probably about to be 20-0 for Scotland.
And we're just watching, it is a slow-mo replay, but you can easily tell Finn Russell, he was cruising. It was 3/4 stride, if that. It was like that training ground drill when you do a 3v2 and you just curve around the outside edge, create the opening, offload the pass. Really simple, but lovely to see it executed so well.
20 points to 0. Wow. The new look Wales in real trouble in their opening Six Nations encounter. Dafydd Jenkins is going to need all his captaincy skills. He's going to need his leaders, Philippa, to get round them. And we talked about earlier some sides being in shell shock. Well, they're looking a bit like that themselves here, Wales. Ball taken by Scotland on their 22, 15 metres from touch. And again, the exit, which has been so impressive from Ben White. Kicks it long. Gets great distance, putting pressure on Winnett, who, in fairness to him, under the high ball has looked really composed, as Wainwright tries to play a flatter pass. Absolutely Polak's in the tackle there, Watkin. Scotland almost straying offside. Costello trying to get some more width to it. 9 minutes till half time. It's with Costello again, thumped down in the tackle by Skinner. And again, he goes in to try and clear out that ruck. Not only did he do the tackle, and suddenly, at the right time, James Botham comes in and manages to keep possession in Wales' hands. Wainwright picks up, goes towards the touchline. 5 metres from this near side touchline. Wales right to a left, attacking in this opening 40 minutes. 20-0 though, down on the scoreboard.
They're dominating the contact, aren't they? It's just Scotland have just got the upper hand in every facet at the moment.
And the kick from Davis. Rowe waiting for it. Dyer trying to be an obstacle. It's a great take from Kyle Rowe, and they get it away quickly. Ritchie tackled, hits the ground, and White just looking to see what the options are. Skinner is one of them. The ball set up in the ruck between the 22 and 10 metre line. White again, absolutely in no hurry. Fagerson and him having a little chat together as White sticks it up. And Davis waiting, catches it. Stain was waiting, now Winnett. There's a little bit of space here for Winnett. He's tackled on the 10 metre line. Davis, there's options left, there's plenty of Welsh bodies as they try and pick up and drive through Leon Brown, the tight head.
No!
And the Principality so quiet. The crowd around us.
Burridge, offside, foot in front.
Offside there in the kick. And Wales
First pillar
will get
Your foot was in
the
front.
penalty.
Got to be onside, please.
And a little reprieve there for Wales, Andy.
Yeah, again.
So 5
Sorry,
foot
it's
wasn't
saying
far
record.
behind us,
It was a
Gotta be
slow,
back
it's a
to 5 foot.
set up for a box kick. He's got endless number of times, Scott Cummins, to be behind the back foot. How often do you see a charge down these days when there's the caterpillar? I don't think anyone gets through it. They've got to go through the motions of doing it, but why give away a silly penalty? Because it just gives Wales a chance to get in the 22.
Costello kicks well to the 22. Big question of belief here, Philippa, for Wales.
Oh, this is huge now. 6 minutes out before half-time to try and come away with something. When you go in half-time on a big fat 0, that is a tough half-time talk. They've got to try and get, even if it is just a 3-pointer, they've got to try and get something.
Elias, he's ready. His pack aren't quite yet. As they go to the back, it's loose again. The line out lost again by Wales, really struggling in the set piece as Scotland pour bodies in to that breakdown on the 22. Russell kicks across field. In the end, when it just has to watch it go out, but actually it didn't go out in the end, and it's kicked downfield by Adams. And Russell, he passes it, it's charged down, and Wales can try and attack here. And a knock-on from Scotland, from Wales, gives Scotland the scrum. But Andy, a little bit of complacency there from Scotland.
Yeah, look, I don't know if it was complacency, but it was a bit of stupidity. And it seems strange because the ball looked like it was going out, didn't it, from Finn Russell's little left-footed grubber. But yeah, you can just see a little mistake and you could hear the crowd, but then bang, a knock-on. And suddenly all that sort of atmosphere just dissipates.
And things might unfortunately be getting a little bit worse for Wales here. Sam Costello took a bit of a hit to the head. He tried to get to his feet and stumbled quite significantly. So hopefully for his safety, he'll be going off for a HIA. However, we talk about Sam Costello being fresh. Well, then the next cab off the rank will be Ioan Lloyd, and you don't really get much fresher than him.
I think they're looking at something here because both touch judges are on, and there's a TMO.
A good spot, Andy. Was it Turner who came through on Costello? We're just looking up on the big screen.
This is one of those ones, right? There's some like last night, Willemse. They were clear cut. That's going in
so just keep
to clear out. There will be head contact at times in rugby. It's a contact sport. That to me doesn't seem that he's doing it. There's no intent. I know intent's not one of the criteria.
So keep showing those replays, please, BP.
But it is hard when a player is entering a ruck.
Yep.
Everybody is in a lower position.
6 blue.
I'm not sure what we're really supposed to be looking at on the big screen, because that looks like a clear out.
It's Luke Crosby coming into Costello.
He's low. Okay, he's repping. You happy? Okay.
Sorry, it's
BP, we're going to go no foul play with that.
Yeah.
Okay, Ben.
Okay, so back on me, I'll explain.
One for Ben O'Keefe to explain to those watching around the world, to us on the radio.
So we've checked that on the big screen. What we've seen is we've got 6 blue coming through. I do not believe it's foul play. He's bent at the hips, bent at the knees, he's low. I don't believe there's anything more else he can do. The actions are correct as well because he's wrapping. So we're just going to go back here for the line out. Okay.
I think that's a good
scrum, sorry. So guys, we checked potential foul play. There was head contact, but for us there was no foul play on that. He was extremely low and wrapping. So we're just going to go back to the scrum.
And that's really good of him to explain, I think, as well, because a lot of fans at home will go, well, head contact, no, he's got to go, when actually the reality, like you say, of rugby, there will be head contact, but what you want to make sure is it's not a reckless action that caused the head contact. So that's why he's saying the player did everything he could coming into that.
You know, the next stage of this would be, I think Ben O'Keefe should have been telling the stadium what just happened there.
Yeah.
We must have the technology to allow the 75,000 people who've paid money to be here to actually understand what's just happened.
Yep.
20 points to 0. 4.5 minutes to half time. Scrum in Scotland's 22. It has been all Scotland in this opening half. Wales really struggling to get their game going. They've had a couple of opportunities inside Scotland's 22, but Gregor Townsend's side very comfortable in attack and defence.
Unstable, standing up.
But Wales can get the free kick, and Philippa, they have an opportunity here. What are they going to do? Go for another
scrum again.
I'd just bring some pace into that. I've just got the crowd. Look where you are. You're 10 yards out from the Scottish line. Get the atmosphere. What's going to happen from the scrum? You know what? they could actually lose the scrum. Instead, just get the ball in play, get something happening.
I'll watch, stay down.
Big scrum though, nonetheless, for Wales.
Hooker stood up.
Where are they looking to strike? Adams has come off his wing twice in similar positions on the pitch.
Crouch!
My goodness, they need something here, Wales.
Lines!
Davis.
Sit!
Can he get quick ball away? Feeds the scrum. It's 5 metres, already a penalty to Wales. Do they tap and go quickly now?
Not with the penalty.
3 on the arm.
Because they could go to the line now. Which I think they will.
And yes, you're quite right earlier, Philippa. Johan Lloyd now on. So Costello obviously getting his 10 minutes being looked at by the medics.
6 guys,
They've also got these new mouth guards as well, the players, which is helping the medics understand if there has been a collision on the head, and they can make that call. As the lineout's lost again through the hands of Wainwright. How many times have we seen that in this opening half from Wales? When they've had the opportunity, they have spurned it, they have blown it. And Scotland can just take their time. White picking it up, passing it to the left-hand side, inside their 22 still. And they just get the bodies over the ball. Skinner waiting. White, Russell deep in case he's needed. White kicks long, kicks clear, kicks dead. And Philippa, if you're a Welsh fan watching or looking at this, it's depressing viewing, isn't it? Because Wales have had opportunities.
They have. This is a really difficult watch, and it's not like, you know, they've pulled the ball out the back and they've chucked it around and gambled. We're talking about the basics here, just getting some functioning line out.
Russell thought about kicking, instead passes it on to Tuipulotu. They set up the ruck. Van der Merwe, but a penalty to Wales. Isolated, holding on to possession.
Holding on.
And another chance, Andy, for Wales to kick downfield.
It's just, there's a different intensity when Scotland get the ball and pass it and run with it, don't they? It's just, there's an excitement to what Scotland are trying to do. At the moment, Wales are just they're just struggling, aren't they?
It feels like they're second guessing, like they're not 100% sure what they're supposed to be doing, whereas with Scotland, complete contrast.
And they've missed touch. Johan Lloyd has missed touch. Rowe kicks it downfield. Everything going wrong for Wales. Up to halfway comes Lloyd again, trying to find some space. There's none there. He has to set up the ruck on halfway. The pick up and drive from Domachowski. He's managed to continue. It's back deep. Win it. He sends it high and long, but this is a relatively easy take. Russell was just nonchalantly just walking up to that as if he didn't have a care in the world, and just caught that as if he was just playing rugby in the park with his mates. And again, just looks so comfortable.
Keep waiting.
The referee says play on. Russell eventually just kicks it downfield, and we play on into the last few seconds of this opening half. Win it. Up to halfway. It's taken by Scotland, but Wales get the penalty, diving over the top, sealing off possession.
No one pulled away.
Extraordinary last 90 seconds.
Distance and dive through. He came from distance and dived through. I didn't see him at all.
And Wales can have another chance, but it's just again Philippa. Lloyd coming on, replacement, missing the kick. Has to find this one, the Scarlets player, as he just goes through the motions and kicks this one and finds touch. Wales, one last throw of the dice in this opening half. 20 points to 0 down. 2 tries for Scotland. Van der Merwe and Schumann. Russell keeping that scoreboard ticking. The line out has gone so badly wrong for Wales. What can they get this time? Wainwright takes it. Wales can launch an attack, but they've knocked it on.
Stop.
And the frustration on the Welsh players' faces says it all. Screams of disgust from Tompkins, from Watkin, and a 40 minutes that Wales will want to forget. Andy Nicol.
Let's give credit to Scotland. They've done very well. They've done the basics very well. They've controlled the contact. They've controlled where they're playing. They've managed to play off Wales's mistakes, which have been many. But then when they've been attacked, they've looked really sharp. There's an intensity. There's a desire to attack. Wales, on the other hand, have just made so many basic mistakes. Their confidence is shot, and they're, at the moment, I can't see a way out for them at the moment, because they are bereft of anything. Their line-out's fallen apart. Their attack is only a kick, and that, listen, we know what's happened to Scotland down here in the last 22 years. I've not seen a 40 minutes from Wales like that for a long time, if ever, Philippa.
It's really shaky, and you have to say, apart from the odd Tommy Reffell turnover, it's really been Scotland's errors that have given opportunities for Wales to kick for the line out and try and get something going. But yeah, they need to change tactic, because this kicking game at the moment is not working for them.
And if you're Warren Gatland now, Philippa, and the coaches in that Wales changing room, you've almost actually got to try and make them believe, because they're so far down on the scoreboard and they're so green as a collective, aren't they, that every time they go up and every time they make a mistake, they almost dread the next time they do go back into the 22 and have another shot.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if you think back to France-Ireland last night, you can imagine that the half-time chat for France would have been very much raised voices, whereas this one, as badly as it's going, it's certainly not going to be about raised voices. It's going to be about calmness, hopefully a change of tactic, but calmness, do the basics well, and try and build into this game.
I'd bring Mason Grady on at half-time.
That's a good shout.
There needs to be a spark. Then something needs to fundamentally change with Wales, and I don't think it's going to happen up front. Yes, they need to start winning the line-outs. Get Mason Grady on. He's got the X factor.
They don't have many leaders, Wales, either, Philippa, do they? From Scotland's perspective, Andy, just as we round things up from this opening 40 minutes, just really composed, doing the basics brilliantly. Russell leading nicely. And it's everything from a Scotland perspective that you wanted and hoped that you were going to see.
A lot of times you've got to play what the opposition is doing, and Scotland are not having to go into sort of 4th, 5th, 6th gear. They're just doing the basics well. And the try that Duhan van der Merwe scored was just a great example of the contact was solid, it was accurate, the passing was good, the support lines were good, and then when the space opened up, Finn Russell went through it, that a knife through butter, a nice easy 2-1 for Duhan van der Merwe under the sticks, 7 points. It was just simple but well executed rugby, and I'd say that would be my description of Scotland's performance in the first half. It's been basic, but it has been effective.
Andy Nicol, Philippa Tuttiett alongside me, James Burridge here in the Principality, and Scotland with a terrific first half. They lead here by 20 points to nil. England meanwhile got their Six Nations up and running with a win in Rome. They beat Italy 27-24. Paul Grayson and Sarah Orchard were at the Stadio Olimpico for us.
Thanks, James. Well, welcome back to the Stadio Olimpico after what was a pretty curious match, you have to say, for round one between Italy and England. A 3-point win in the end for England. Could have been more in the closing moments. Alongside me watching this one was Paul Grayson on 5 Sports Extra a little bit earlier. But I just don't know how I feel after all of this. How do you feel?
No. How long we got to do?
We've got to talk about this for 10 minutes, Paul Grayson. You can do this.
I'm only kidding.
I'll take you to the airport bar afterwards.
There's lots to unpick, but the way the game kind of just drifted to a close is the frustrating thing for me, because the hope is always that a performance builds through a game.
Yeah.
Right. You're learning more about the opposition. You're putting your systems on the field and making mistakes and getting things right. But ultimately, in the ebb and flow of a contest, once England had got ahead on the scoreboard, having made a couple of defensive slips in the first half,
yeah.
And I said it to you in commentary, I was hoping for this is our plan all along, and we're going to kill you in the last 20 minutes, because now you got to gamble, you got to take some chances. We're going to score 2 on the breakaway when you throw the risky pass, etc., etc. It just never happened.
It's a really funny one, as you say, England had an opportunity right at the end there to have a 13-point win. And I actually said to you in commentary, I don't like arguing with you. I find it a very uncomfortable position to be in. You have won a World Cup, I have not. And the pragmatic thing, particularly we saw from George Ford in the first half of that match, was when they had the opportunity, they kicked the goals and they built up that scoreboard. And retrospectively, thank goodness they did, because that could have been an even worse end of a match.
Well, if Tommaso Allan had kicked his penalty with, 15 minutes to go or something like that?
Yeah.
And it had been a 7-point ball game, there's no way England had taken anything other than a kick at goal. Yeah. With that last penalty. They're not doing any of the stuff that they did. It was only because they got a 10-point buffer, and maybe they felt they wanted to finish with a flourish. As it was, it rebounded, and Italy scored at the other end. So they would never have done it if there were any if there's actually scoreboard danger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And your point about somebody getting a knock if they carry on playing, etc., was a good point, but wouldn't even enter their thought process at
See,
that
I
stage.
find that amazing. Why am I so pragmatic about looking after players, checking they're okay, whilst you've been that test match animal of just being desperate to absolutely stick the knife in?
Players want to play, you want to win.
Yeah.
You want to utterly...
But it's your
take
career.
Everything.
That's the biggest thing. We're completely digressing. I totally get that, and I apologise to everyone listening on this pod, but I'm just like, you are an athlete. Your body is your temple. Everything about you has to be protected. If you want to go long in this Six Nations, you want everyone off the pitch in as best physical condition as possible, and you're rolling the dice when you've already won the game. Surely.
Yeah, but players want to play, don't they?
Okay, all right. Okay, we're going round in circles.
They do.
Okay, all right then. Let's work through the game. Right then, first half. Italy got up to an absolute blinder, didn't they? 2 cracking tries. Tommaso Allan, the second one, arguably the pick of the bunch. But lapses in the England defence, and I've just been down in the mix zone. I've been sort of earwigging on a few different conversations. Lots of discussion about Felix Jones coming in. They all really like what he's doing, but maybe this is going to take a little while to bed in.
Yeah, and if it's completely different from the way they've defended before, under Kevin Sinfield, it does take time. And actually, we know from South Africa and the work that Jones has done with them, we know the extreme line speed that they bring. And we saw that in the first try that Italy scored. Ollie Chesham got off the line like a sprinter. Ethan Roots didn't. There you go. There's your dog leg. And what that mismatched speed creates is space. So Chesham's ahead of the line, Roots is behind it. That means you can get in behind and get the offload away and score the try. If Roots is at the same speed as Chesham, there's an almighty collision in the middle of the field, and you spill the ball, England nick it, and off they go. And that's the aim. That's where they want to get to. So I know and have coached and played in changing systems, and it takes a while for it to become instinctive. So there's nothing wrong with the system. It's just having enough miles on the clock, enough practice sessions, and knowing the players you're playing with well enough for it to be instinctive. You're all thinking and doing the same thing at the same time.
And we're talking about this game, and we will reflect on Italy in a moment, but just focusing on England for the time being. There was plenty in there to be excited about if you are an England fan going forward. There were some really strong performances, a few players putting their hands up. Tommy Freeman was so busy off his wing. He's clearly been given some kind of licence to go and play to Rome, which we really like to see. In there, Elliot Daly, I appreciate, got the yellow card right at the end. But again, he was really busy. He wanted the work. Henry Slade didn't really put too much of a foot wrong, you have to say, throughout the whole fixture. Used that left boot pretty... we saw it far more in the second half than we did in the first half, which was interesting. Maybe he's taking a bit of the pressure off Finn Smith, particularly when he came on, so he didn't have to do too much. Ethan Roots, we did mention him, got player of the match on debut. Not too shabby.
Yeah, he did, and was industrious. I don't think there's an England player who would score themselves on self-reflection. Probably Freeman was England's best player, and most dangerous certainly, and Mitchell was excellent too. But it's a 6 out of 10 performance from the whole team. Do you know what I mean? It's high fives all round. Somebody's got to win player of the match, but it's in a game that was low quality. England had plenty of content in the first half. There was nothing happened in the second half. it is a win away from home and something to build on. But no, it is no more than that.
Well, he didn't play the whole match. We did get to see Finn Smith a little bit at the end, but most of the England attack was orchestrated by George Ford, who I caught up with a few moments ago.
Oh, we're happy with the win. It's always crucial to win your first game. And we got tested a few times, especially that first half. So we're really pleased with the way we responded to them moments. There was plenty of good stuff in there, and as probably everyone's seen, there was some stuff that were a little bit clunky and that we need to tidy up as well, but it's probably a normal thing off the back of quite a lot of new faces and a few new maybe systems in the way we're trying to play and stuff.
Talk about that new system, particularly the defensive system. How's it settling in?
Yeah, no, it's really good. Like, we're excited about it. We want to go and take time and space off the opposition and force errors. We saw that a fair bit today, but we also saw that we conceded a few line breaks and we got caught on the edge a little bit, so something for us to look at. But I suppose the positive is we've got that to look at now, and we can improve on it, because we're really excited about giving it a go. And like today, we did force some errors as well.
Just on you personally, getting the nod to start, you've not long been back from injury yourself. How are you feeling?
Yeah, I feel great. It's great to be back in this environment and playing in the great competition that the Six Nations is. And with obviously quite a new squad, a lot of new faces around, it's been different, but it's been positive and exciting, and I'm glad to be a part of it.
Before I let you go, I know you weren't on the pitch at the end. Could have been a 13-point win. It was a 3-point win. Do you think there'll be some frustration there?
Yeah, of course. Every time we get down to the opposition 22 or try line, we want to be clinical and come away with something, and we couldn't quite do that at the end, and then obviously they went up the other end and scored. So like I mentioned earlier, there's plenty of stuff that we need to get better at, and we won't paper over the cracks of that, because we understand that Wales next week's a really tough challenge as well. OK, so let's just start moving this into Italy. So you've given it 6 out of 10 for England. In the commentary, you gave the Test match experience as a whole, I believe, 4.5 out of 10. Was that right? The quality of the rugby, yeah. There you go, 4.5 out of 10. What would you give Italy out of 10?
I thought defensively they were really well organised. They put in some big hits in the first half. England attacked a lot and made 1 or 2 breaks, but I thought they were reasonably good. They took their chances when they got them. They scored 3 tries from nothing. They were 65-35 down on possession in the first half, and they equalised that a bit in the second. And they were resilient after having 2 thrashings at the World Cup. Huge thrashings. Under new management, Quesada's in. I got a feeling that they like and are comfortable with him. The age profile of the team is young, and they only lost to England, who they've lost to 31 straight times now by 3 points. So they'll be, I hope they're annoyed that they didn't win, but they'll be reasonably happy with their performance. Because
this is a very long way to give me a mark out of 10.
Oh, I'm giving you a score, and I forgot about that. I was explaining why their score would be a 7.
See, but that's fascinating though, because are we not giving enough credit to England? Look, forget the end. If we've just parked that last 2 minutes, we'll call it, I don't know, just forgettable rugby. The word I want to use I can't use, so you can tell why I'm procrastinating.
But it happened.
It did happen.
So they got within 3.
Okay.
The overall experience of having watched last night and the intensity of Ireland's performance, it's a little bit like the World Cup, 2 halves of the draw, almost playing a different sport.
Well, we're going to be heading back to the Principality shortly. Big takeaways then from this fixture. Still plenty of work to do for England, who of course have Wales heading to Twickenham next week. One big thing that we haven't mentioned, Paul Grayson, absolutely massive. You had your first Aperol Spritz this weekend.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was that?
That's good.
Yeah, you liked it. You kept on calling it orange squash.
That little bitter orangey taste. I can get on board with that.
Yeah. So there you go. The whole weekend is not lost, despite the 4.5.
That gets an 8.5 out of 10.
There you go.
That's good.
There we go. There was a high score, close to 10 towards the end. Right then, on that note, it is everything's been packed up here in Rome. So let's get back to the Principality and James.
Thank you, Sarah. Not sure there's much Aperol Spritz being drunk in the Principality at the moment. And for Wales, my goodness, they need something to wake them up, Philippa Tuttiett, because they're 20 points to 0 down. It's been a shocking first half. They failed to fire. Their line out there, their scrum has fallen apart, and Scotland have just had a relatively straightforward and composed 40 minutes.
It's been literally the complete contrast in two teams. And for Scotland, I really think the best is yet to come, which is scary for the Welsh fans.
Andy, more of the same from Scotland in the second half.
Well, more of the same, yes, but they've got so much more to give. And as Philippa said, if Scotland get their attacking game really firing, then this could be a big one. But listen, Wales will dig deep. David Jenkins, 21-year-old, that's probably been one of the hardest 10 minutes of his life. And yes, they've got all the coaches and they've got all that support, but at times it's the players that have to take ownership. And so there's experienced players out there, and Gareth Davis, Nick Tompkins, Adam Baird, these guys have got to step up now, because that was as poor a 40 minutes I've seen from a Welsh team from a long time.
It's a lonely place from a coach's perspective from Warren Gatland, as he looks down and sees this young side, this inexperienced side, try and understand the pressures, the intensity of Test rugby, as Finn Russell gets us back underway here in Cardiff. 20-0 up, taken by Wainwright inside his 22. And as Andy was saying in the first half, it just needs a spark from somebody in Wales to give this side belief, to give this crowd hope. As we were wondering if there are any changes being made. Thomas Williams, the latest coming on. And the kick downfield from Wales up to halfway, tackled, and Scotland will take the recycled ball, and up they come and try and secure that breakdown. It's pretty narrow from Scotland, so they go to the pack. Schumann, the first try scorer, the 2 tries from Scotland from Schumann and Duhan van der Merwe, as Russell peels away to the right hand side. Quick passing, short passing from Scotland up to and beyond halfway. The drive up this time from Fagerson, Zander, Ben White going to his right hand side, and 15 metres in from touch.
Use it 9.
More changes as well, with Azarati on for Wales. The kick high outside the Wales 22, taken. And if you missed it earlier, Costello still
anchored.
Another player who got a HIA assessment, and so they have been battered and bruised, Wales, in that first 40 minutes. Warren Gatland ringing a couple of changes, trying to find somebody.
He's ran the changes, but not the ones that we suggested in Mason Grady. What do we know?
Maybe Mason Grady is still to come, Andy, as the kick downfield taken by Scotland. Russell saw space and he threw it. Wonderful one-handed offload by Russell, and van der Merwe pins his ears back and heads for the corner. Creative genius from Russell and brilliant pace from Duhan van der Merwe.
That was class. That was just class personified there. Not the finish was good. It was just a foot race. There was the setup by Finn Russell. He just saw the space. He went through it initially, and then a slight delayed pass over the top, and van der Merwe was through. Van der Merwe will get all the headlines with 2 tries. Finn Russell, okay, he had a bit more to finish here from 40 yards, but it was laid on a plate for him by Finn Russell, the mercurial Finn Russell.
Wow, Philippa. Fantastic counter-attack from Scotland. You can't fault that, but you've just got to look at the defensive line from Wales there. That kick pressure that they tried to put on, it was disconnected, it was disjointed. Finn Russell only had to put one dummy pass to sell a player, and there was no one backing up behind him, so the gap opened, he took it, and Duhan just reads him so well, right on his shoulder for the offload. Lovely try from Scotland.
Russell just preparing the conversion. He's done everything tonight. The defence actually in the first half was really impressive from Finn Russell, and that one he orchestrated to perfection. This to make it 27. Yep, very nice from Finn Russell. A captain's knock from Finn Russell. 27 points to 0. Wales in all sorts of problems.
Finn Russell is playing like it's a training run, isn't he? He's just coasting, and that's not a criticism. He's in a flow state, and he doesn't have to come out of third gear, and he's still magic.
Scotland take the restart on the 22, 15 metres from the far side touchline. And again, just another element of the game which they have done very calmly, very coolly. Ben White, right-footed, finding another superb touch.
She's kicked brilliantly tonight.
So
absolutely brilliantly. The one earlier, just before that, it was a box kick. It came down just before the 22, so there can't be any mark made. And there, that's about the third or fourth box kick from his own 22 that he's got into the Welsh half. That's outstanding.
Line out taken by the skipper for Wales, Jenkins. What a baptism of fire this has been for him this evening in front of a home crowd. Wales get it away. Tompkins at first receiver. Bit of space, bit of creativity. Watkins has it. It's whipped away. Dyer. It could be his first touch in attack there for Dyer. And they get the penalty. Scotland going on off their feet. Williams tries to put the quick one through for Adams. Bit more pace that time, Philippa, from Wales in attack.
Yeah, good communication there between Adams and Thomas Williams. Obviously play their club rugby together, just trying to create something. They knew they had the penalty advantage, so you could see Josh sort of screaming into Thomas, just put the kick through, let me have a go. Didn't quite come off, but like I say, it was the advantage, so they go back for the kick.
Now the line out was an area where Wales really struggled in the opening half. 5 lost line outs. A chance here for replacement hooker Elliot Dee to find his jumper, get the first part of the jigsaw sorted. It's nicely taken, and they're on the 22. Scotland so far driving them towards the near side touchline. Williams takes it away. Tompkins, and up to the 22 they come. Quick ball. D through the centre. Wales with a bit more purpose, but they've got another advantage. Tompkins tackled. Lovely ball out the back, but they'll come back for the penalty.
The tackle was good, but you're on the wrong side. Picking the clean out. Other way, thanks.
And Thomas Williams sprinting back with the ball.
Tackler on the wrong side, not rolling. Well, Scotland on the ball.
You know what? I'd take the 3 points. They're not going in, but I would get 3 points on the board. I know it sounds futile at 27-0 down, but get some points on the board.
Well, they've turned down your attractive offer, Andy Ingram.
Believe me, in my career we were down a lot, many times, and I took 3 points just to get something on the scoreboard.
Can you imagine the reaction if they had have gone for 3 points? What do you think it would have been?
Well, to be honest with you, I think this crowd are a bit shell-shocked, so I'm not quite sure what they would have thought of it.
Well, Wales are driving with a bit more purpose now. Towards the line they go. They could be over. They've got the advantage. They've got the try.
It's a penalty try and a yellow card.
Ben O'Keefe with the yellow card.
No, he's given the try, but the penalty as well.
Yeah. And the crowd finally, Philippa, have something to cheer about. There was a lot more cohesion about Wales there.
Yeah, they really managed to fracture the Scottish defence there. Initially the defensive setup was good, but they just got a bit of a twist on it, and then all of a sudden you had a Welsh pack driving at only 2 Scottish defenders there, so managing to get some momentum and get over. Gosh, how badly they needed that.
Yeah, it was just a shift move around the front, wasn't it? It just made sure that they were attacking at fewer Scottish defenders. They got the momentum. It was only going to end up with one outcome.
Lloyd, Johan Lloyd. This is a big kick, 5 metres from the near side touchline, and it goes across the face of goal. But Scotland with a player down, and Wales with their opening try. 27 points to 5.
Time off.
Another change being made for Wales.
Number 6 substitution, 6 Wales.
James Botham, off he comes. And the changes being made. Just imagine, Philippa, just imagine if they'd had that cohesion when they had all those line-outs in the first half, what, 4 of them in Scotland's 22, and that composure went begging, and whatever Gatland and Jonathan Humphreys have been saying and to the pack, well, it's worked as Wales kick the ball downfield, finds touch. They're going to take this quickly. Scotland, Russell calling for it, passes it to Tuipulotu inside his own half. The ruck formed, White is there, calls for the pack to drive it up just inside their own half. How can Scotland send it high? Coming off and taking it nicely as Lloyd. That was a good take under pressure, and the Welsh crowd beginning to get a bit louder as the drive on that time from Wales, as they peel to the left. They've got to fight. Oh, that was high. That was nasty tackle, really nasty on Dyer, I think.
Close to play,
and they're playing it again. They're trying to take it quickly, and nothing there about the bunker at all. Straight play on as Wainwright takes it up to the 10-metre line. Wales attacking left to right in this second half, badly down on the scoreboard by 27 points to 5. 15 metres from the far side touchline. Still Wales come, and it's gone forward in the contact.
At least there's bite about Wales' attack. They've just got something, even a quick penalty from Thomas Williams there. Just take it quick, get it going. It's just, there's just more energy, Philip, isn't
there? There absolutely is. Thomas Williams definitely having an impact. Just, you see him scooting with the ball, picking up the ball, so he's creating that forward momentum to then bring players off him.
Oh, the mark, Angus.
And it was the tackle didn't need to be reviewed, a seatbelt tackle.
Yeah, sorry, Tom, slow for a sub. I can't hear
by
you.
Sam Skinner.
Okay. Still can't hear you. Can you talk to Tom?
It's amazing. Well, we've got if you're a Welsh crowd there seeing that, Andy, the frustration is why they weren't playing with that like that in the first 40 minutes. And it gives the crowd hope. It gives Warren Gatland hope.
Tom's slow.
And it's not because Scotland have dropped off. Wales have just increased their intensity, their energy.
Good height, wait for the call.
The scrum's preparing themselves just inside Scotland's half. 3 tries to 1 in Scotland's favour.
Come on, lads! Crouch! Bind!
White ready.
Sit!
Feeds. Ball at the back. Ferguson.
21, don't touch him!
Williams applying pressure and getting the penalty, Wales! It's the turn of the tight 5 of Wales to do the damage again.
It's over there at the back of the scrum. Great contest, 2 stands up.
Guilty Scotland of standing up in the scrum. Another penalty to kick into Scotland's 22.
Well, this is more like it from Wales. Those changes, they haven't been loads, but they've been just steadily scattered in this second half, are certainly making an impact.
So Ewan Ashman came off the bench there because George Turner's in the sin bin, so they needed a hooker. And there, you go straight into the intensity of a scrum. And he said he had just stepped up. And that's unsurprising. You've just been sat in the stand for most of the game. You've done a bit of warm-up. You go into such a physical thing like the scrum. It just must be horrible.
You've got your wish, Andy. Mason Grady is on for Owen Watkin.
Your hooker that came on, so everything's good.
We're what, 50, 60 yards away from him, but you can tell he's a big lump, isn't he?
He's huge.
Jesus.
6'5". Can he be the one to do the damage? Wales with the line out. 6 metres out. Taken by Wainwright. 1 try in the bag already in the second half for Wales. But Scotland have done well to thwart that maul.
Penalty advantage though.
Wales going again, building ahead of Steen. Still driving around the fringes of this maul. Wales, metre by metre, looking for their second score. It's all about the grounding now. But it's slow and it hasn't found the ground. So we'll come back for the penalty. 5 metres out. It's like looking at a different Wales, Philippa Tuttiett.
It really is. I mean, I was speechless in the first half for negative reasons. I'm speechless in the second half for positive reasons. They've just literally upped it 100%.
Are they going to do a tap and go here, Wales? And listen to how the crowd react. They pick up, they drive, a metre out. Wainwright, oh, he didn't look where he was passing. Dyer has to pick up the ball. It's scrappy. Williams. He passes it out. Wales underneath Scotland posts with purpose. Scotland looking slightly disjointed as Wales look for another metre to the right-hand side. Now Williams snaps it back. The pick up and drive. Lovely looping ball. The pass out wide for the corner. And Wales have got their second try. Rio Dyer. The Principality on its feet. A different looking Wales now.
Wow, what a change of events. Fantastic work there, just again so much sharper, running at the gain line, making positive collisions, getting the offload away, and then a beautiful 30-metre pass from Thomas Williams to find Rio Dyer on the outside edge.
Different team, Wales. It's like they've had an electric shock at half-time, which I guess is what you define Warren Gatland's team talk. I'm sure it was quite fruity because it was so bad in the first half. They've just upped their intensity, their execution, their energy, and Thomas Williams is benefiting. Contrast Thomas Williams to Gareth Davis, but you can't. It's not fair because the team around Thomas Williams are giving them such more to play off.
Listen to the reaction for this kick. It's straight through from the touchline. Absolute fabulous strike. 27-12 now. And we talk about players making a difference. Johan Lloyd as well. Philippa Tuttiett just growing in confidence.
Tactically though, I think they have changed things. Already we haven't seen many box kicks. Thomas Williams keeping that ball in hand. If anything, he's scooting, which is picking up from the base of the ruck, running forward and then playing the ball, so keeping it in hand, and it's working much better for Wales.
Scotland's turn to just wonder what's happened to the switch in momentum, and the crowd once again roaring behind their side as Wainwright galloping upfield and out of his 22. Back with Wales. Can they just do the bread and butter, the basics here, get their exit right?
Another one now, and then it would start to worry. Scotland just need to take the heat out of this game now. Down to 14 men, play some sensible rugby and just get the control back.
Russell sends a ball high into the air. Who's calling for it from Wales? It's a good take. Under pressure. 10 metres from the far side touchline. Wales in possession. Clearing out at the ruck. Wainwright at the back of this.
Use it!
Williams being told to use it. Lloyd calling for it. Tompkins getting width onto this now. And here comes Adams down the right-hand wing. Kicks downfield, and that's going to be an easy take. Poor execution, and Finn Russell takes and calls the mark in his 22.
Yeah, he was trying to play the ball back inside for Mason Grady, who is not only a physical presence, he's very fast as well, but the type of kick, unfortunately, it had a bit too much air to it. Sort of a grubber bobbling along the ground would have been a bit more of an attacking weapon.
Russell kicks up to halfway and just beyond. And what a difference just winning your own line-out ball Philippa makes.
Oh, to morale, if nothing else. He was getting pretty desperate in that first half, but yeah, change of hooker, change of a couple of personnel as well within that line-out, and it seems to be functioning.
Elliot D, who came on for Ryan Elias. And it's lovely, soft hands off the top from Wainwright. The chip over the top, beautifully done by Wales. And causing all sorts of trouble for Scotland on their 22 as Wales pile the bodies in, looking for the penalty. Wales, but Scotland's defence. It's a clear... What a fantastic contest on the deck on the 22. Scotland cling on to possession. 27-12 the score, from 27-0 up. Wales have come back into it, and the clearance kick up to halfway, but a lovely bit of creativity there from Wales, Andy Nicol.
Well, just something different again. We didn't see any of that. We said it was one-dimensional, the attack in the first half. It was just one pass hit up, and that's not going to break down any defence. Now they're trying different things. There's kicking over the top. It's exactly what's required.
Step down, Angus, pull him down to you.
The referee not happy where the line-out was thrown.
Take a step, Scotland.
Wanting that gap in the line-outs. Ben O'Keefe. Scotland still with a player down, of course. 14 players on the pitch. Dyer. And now what can they muster here? Dyer on the loop. This is lovely from Wales. To Adams. He's not going to kick it this time. He cuts back inside. Hits the dirt. Quick ball here for Williams. Wales on the attack again. Driving hard, driving straight into Scotland is Adam Beard. Massive presence of Beard. Lloyd. Wet from Wales now. Dyer. He's got Wainwright to his left. Rio Dyer dummies and takes contact. Wainwright was there. But Wales plough on again into the Scotland 22. 57 minutes gone on the clock. Looking for their third try, Wales. Ritchie, was he coming in for an offside as they drive on? And the crowd come to life once again. Wainwright trying to secure that breakdown possession. And the penalty advantage to Wales. And they're going to take it. Or are they? They're going to play the advantage here. Rio Dyer was a kick to nothing. And Adams, Josh Adams. I think the advantage still being played by Ben O'Keefe. And we'll come back for that Wales penalty. And are we going to go for another warning here for Finn Russell? Let's listen.
Multiple penalties at the breakdown. It's got 4 or 5 now. Same warning that Wales have had. Repeated infringements in a tackle. The next one will be a yellow card. Yes, please.
Scotland back to 15. But the way things are going, Andy Nicol, for how much longer?
Yeah. And Finn's just bring the team in, say it's on the final warning, so next yellow card. I thought it was a harsh one, I'll be honest with you, because I think Xander Fagerson was on his feet, but it's all about interpretation.
You've had long, let's go.
This is what they're trying to stop, isn't it, Philippa? The slowing down. They're trying to allow for quick play, and Scotland just going into a huddle in their 22 as Wales have this penalty.
Interference.
And they're going to kick this for the corner. Wales. Have they found it? Yes, they have just. Scotland don't like the call on this near side line. They say that's gone dead. But Elliot Dee racing up to take it quickly before it can be contested. Massive moment now for Wales. 5 metres from Scotland's line. They take the line out, looking for another score. It's splintered. The ball. Can they keep that sense of cohesion, Wales? Ball on the deck. Williams scrapping for the ball. It's slow, it's stodgy. Wales 3 metres out. Adams drives. Lots of space to the left-hand side. The pick up and drive from Wales once again. 27-12 down. Another advantage being played here to Wales as they go towards Scotland's posts. The pick up and drive once again. Domachowski takes it on. Underneath, the drive there for a foul. He is clattered in the tackle. Wales, where do they go now? To Beard. Thumped backwards by at least 3 Scottish defenders. Domachowski again, driven on. 10 metres to the right of the post. Wales driving hard. Wrapped up in the tackle this time is Mason Grady. 10 metres from this near side touchline. Scotland doing their level best to slow it down. They could be down to 14. The referee blows his whistle. He warned Scotland 3 minutes ago. And another yellow card. Sieli Tuipulotu sent to the bin for 10 minutes. The atmosphere here has totally changed. The tap. Well, they're going to tap. They are going to tap. Elliot Dee's going to tap. He's going to go for it. Tackled short. Wainwright picks up. Wainwright! A third try for Wales. Aaron Wainwright under the posts. This is extraordinary.
literally speechless for this. This is an incredible turnaround. I do think I was a little bit harsh again on Scotland with that penalty there. They've lost another player. They are really self-combusting here. But the crowd are igniting this Welsh team. I mean, Wales weren't doing anything special there. It was just one-up runners. But it was that penalty, that card, that then gave them the opportunity to score.
So everything we said at the start of the game about Scotland can't allow the Cardiff atmosphere to be a factor. At 27-0 down, you thought they've done that job as well as you could possibly do it. And now listen to it. 27 points to 19. It's an 8-point game. Scotland have just not done anything the second half. But Wales have just upped their game, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40% from the first half.
Just wished, I'm sure the Netflix cameras have been in that changing room at half time trying to find what's going on, but you just wish you knew what Warren Gatland and what the coaches said, because it has worked absolute wonders as Scotland make a change.
Who's going off the
bench? We look at a picture of Gregor Townsend on the big screen. What's he thinking?
Time up.
Finn Russell with the ball in his hands. From 27-0 up, it's now 27-19 to Scotland. 19 minutes left in the game. Wainwright, the try scorer, is through the first tackle, and he's away. Could have passed it to Dyer, who was on his shoulder. Wales come again, up to halfway. Scotland at 6s and 7s. Williams, just look to see who was covering deep there for Scotland. There's space, there's holes opening up. Win it. The debutant hits the deck 5 metres from this near side touchline. Bit of a show and go from Domachowski. He gets the pass away. Williams, Tompkins. Some tired bodies on that pitch. Williams looking for space, gets it out to Beard. Wainwright again. Wainwright still going, tackled on the 10-metre line. Wales still in possession. What an unbelievable 10-minute period this has been as Adams cuts back, looks a little high on Adams. Williams again just looking to see who's in that backfield. More space for Wales opening up. The set-up and the ruck. And again, looking for options wide. All about the execution. How clinical can you be under pressure? 27-19. They come again to pick up and drive, this time from Maserati. And the crowd once again in full voice here in Cardiff. Tompkins, Grady, flat pass out. Was it forward? No! Wales up to Scotland's 22. 5 metres from the far side touchline. Trailing by 8. What a pick-up by Wainwright. Off his bootlaces. And they still go Wales. The chip kick over the top. Where's it going to go? It's loose. Scotland running backwards. And Hugh Jones picks it up. The centre running. Tackle on Jones. Had to be. As Van der Merwe, he takes it. Passes it to White, who loses it. Has it gone forward? No, says Ben O'Keefe. And the ball is smacked downfield from 122 to the next. Rio Dyer takes it for Wales. He kicks it. Has it found touch? No, it hasn't. It's swallowed by Kyle Rowe. The fullback, he's tackled. But it's gone forward that time. Goodness, what a long, bursting 3 minutes of play.
Well, that was the longest set of phases we've seen Wales have this entire game. They kicked it away at the end. I'm not quite sure that was the right call. It wasn't penalty advantage. They looked like they were causing some short edges in Scotland's defence, but it didn't matter. Just holding on to the ball was raising this Cardiff crowd into full flow. Scotland on the counter-attack. A bit panicked.
Well, they did. I think they were just so tired from all the defence that when it got to Hugh Jones and Duan van der Merwe down here right in front of us on the left-hand side, they actually thought it was a great scoring opportunity because those, Van der Merwe can run the length, but I just think they were out their feet. So, you can think all 30 players on the pitch are blowing a bit now. What an unbelievable first 25 minutes of the second half. All Wales, apart from 20 minutes. After that first 5 minutes, when Van der Merwe got them to 27-0, it has just been 19 points to Wales and dominating.
And that Van der Merwe try, Andy, feels like an age ago.
Yeah.
Scrum to Wales inside their own half. Thomas Williams, what a difference he has made as they try and run this. The passing is not accurate, they've gone backwards and Scotland pile the bodies up. Van der Merwe in there, and here comes White, and that's how quickly the momentum can shift. Wales now back on their 22, still with the extra player. Going to be playing the next 4 minutes with an extra player here, Wales. 27-19 the score, Scotland lead. And Williams just again looking for the options, he gets it back. And they're going to go again from their own 22, Wales. Tompkins, win it. Can win it, gets the pass out to Rio Dyer. Lovely run from Dyer. Dyer's away. How did he get the timing of the pass? He's zigzagging everywhere and still going. Got to get the pass out now for Wales. Win it back inside. They're looking and lacking direction, but I think they might have a fresh advantage. Wainwright up to the 22. Scotland's defence scrambling. They come again. Josh Adams into Scotland's 22. 10 metres from this near side touchline. Rafael passes it away. The crowd come to life again. 8 points the difference. Down the right hand channel they go again. Josh Adams tackled. Williams back inside Brady. Did he lose that backwards? No, but we'll come back for another Wales penalty. Andy Nicol.
It's unbelievable. I mean, there's just so much space that because Wales are playing with adventure, they're finding the space. In the first half, they didn't look for it. It was probably there. They just didn't look for it. Now they're just looking all the time, and it's just amazing. Just silly penalties though again for Scotland. George Turner was on the ground. If you're on the ground, you cannot do anything. He then tackled the player. It's a bizarre rule, it's a bizarre law, but it's the right one.
Wales just wondering here, Philippa. They are going for a moment there. I just wondered if Johan Lloyd thought we'll take the three, but surely not. Surely not when you've got the momentum with you, the crowd with you, and your team with you. 27-19. Everyone around the Principality, particularly on that far corner, all standing up, all getting off their seats as Elliot Dee prepares himself for this line out, 6 metres out from Scotland's line. It's a good take by Beard. The pick up and drive, the peel from Wales, the try from Wales. The Principality cannot believe what it's witnessing. What an absolute cracking second half. Wales, out of nowhere, out of the contest, have come screaming back.
It's absolutely incredible. I mean, these Welsh fans can be loud, but I think after the first half, to see this comeback, they are reaching decibels I have never heard before. And Alex Mann, I am so glad that he got that try, because since he's come on, he has been everywhere. He's been that link like a 15 in the 5 metre channel, confident to pass, confident to carry, and he was the benefactor from that driving maul.
And now the hush, now the silence. And now the kick. There's 12 minutes left. Make that 11. Up with the conversion. Lloyd. Oh, it's brilliant. From 27-0 down, 27-26.
I can't believe what I'm watching, to be perfectly honest. I've got this horrible feeling I've seen this movie, and I've seen the ending as well. I mean, it's 27-0 and a team absolutely on their knees, bereft of any ideas, no attacking attempt. It's like a switch has been switched in every single one of them, and now the crowd in the Principality, and it's a 1-point ball game. The only thing, the only positive there is Scotland are still 1 point ahead.
Scotland leading by a point, and they've got 40 seconds left with just 14 players. What can Wales? Can Wales take the lead and take advantage of that extra player?
Use it, Lon!
As we prepare to enter the final 10 minutes. The kick downfield by Williams. Russell underneath it on his 10 metre line. Assesses the options, kicks it high. And it's taken beautifully by Wales on their 10-metre line. Russell sprinting back in case the kick comes back to him. Wainwright, great spiral pass from Wainwright as Elliot Dee chunders on downfield, and Wainwright again into the breakdown. The pick up round the fringes. It has been everything the Six Nations gives us. There were moments certainly at half-time, there were some very forlorn faces around us as Wales did not fire a shot in that opening 40 minutes. Scotland were accomplished, they did the basics well. They had 3 tries, Finn Russell was bossing it. And now Wales have somehow found that spark they were craving, looking, hunting for. Russell throwing it out wide, Hugh Jones up to halfway, tackled. Discipline now, really critical from both sides. (27-26).
Time off. Guys, you're just too close to this injured player. Time off.
It has been, chappers, one of the most extraordinary comebacks from Wales in this second half. From 27-0 down to 27-26. Scotland very accomplished in the first 40 minutes. They did the basics well, and Wales looked nervous, looked shell-shocked. They looked as if this young team couldn't handle the occasion. Well, whatever Warren Gatland and his coaches said at half-time, my goodness, it has done the trick. Philippa Tuttiett.
Yeah, echoing that, I mean, chappers, honestly, I was speechless in the first half for all the wrong reasons, and I'm speechless in the second half for all the right reasons. It's been a complete contrast of form for Wales, but you have to say, Scotland, if they lose this game after being so in control, so comfortable, then this is going to go down in one of the worst defeats in history, Andy.
No, Philippa, I've never enjoyed 45 minutes in Cardiff more, and I don't think I've hated 20 minutes in Cardiff anymore. It's been remarkable.
And listen to that crowd. They were absolutely gone at half-time. They couldn't have gone to the bar quicker. And now the Principality, 75,000 in here, under the roof. And the Six Nations bringing its very best for us here.
And James, when things are going against you and the momentum is all with Wales at the moment, Luke Crosby's gone off injured, the bench has already been used, so Cam Redcalf's come on at 12 at inside centre, and Siona Tuipulotu has gone to the blindside flanker. For the last 8 minutes of this game, we've got a centre playing flanker.
And Ben O'Keefe, our referee tonight, calling the packs together. Less than 9 minutes on the clock. Wales with the bonus point with 4 tries. They'll get a bonus point. They've got 4. Scotland have 3 tries. 2 in the first, 1 in the second. Duhan van der Merwe and Finn Russell combined beautifully at the start of the second half. And we thought that was it. We thought the game was done. Wales have had other ideas. Big changes at 9 and 10, Philippa, for Wales. They've really created a spark in Thomas Williams and Johan Lloyd.
Yeah, that's really been quite pivotal for them, but also with the change of the game plan as well, keeping that ball in hand, which is much more Thomas Williams' game as well.
And changes with Scotland. George Horne has come on at scrum half for Scotland as they take possession up to the 10-metre line. The pick up and drive from Scotland, and Wales spreading out in defence. To the left they go now, Scotland, and Alec Hepburn, capped 7 times by England, now playing for Scotland. And they are finding holes here, Scotland, as Horne spins it out again to Fagerson. Are they looking for the penalty here, Scotland? Ben O'Keefe says no. The pick up and drive, crunching tackle on Hepburn again. Discipline's going to be absolutely critical. Russell scanning the defence. Rowe. And Scotland now approaching Wales's 22. They're attacking right to left in this second half. The phase play continues from Scotland. Fagerson takes it. Wales trying to get over the ball. Horn to the right-hand side. The crowd trying to come into this contest with cries of Wales, Wales, but the defence is tight from Wales as they pass it once again. Dempsey, who's just come on, passes it to the left-hand side. Russell, Welsh defence coming up quickly. It's all about the timing of the pass as Tuipulotu, who was the player sin-binned, now takes possession. They're between the 10-metre line and 22, Scotland. They lead by a point. Once again, they're trying to burst through down to the right-hand side. This team which are used to playing with width. And the tackle, that's Russell put the rubber kick through, and Wales trying to get over the ball, and they get the penalty. Terrific, tenacious defence by Warren Gatland's side. As a big picture of Finn Russell blowing his cheeks on the big screen. Andy Nicol.
Well, it's the first attack Scotland have had in the last 20 minutes of this second half, when they've conceded 26 points after going 27-0 up. And it was almost like watching Wales in the first half. They'd just gone a bit more one-dimensional. You know, they looked tired. They've had to defend for long parts of the second half, and they just ran out of ideas at the end there. You know, a grubber kick is a good one if it comes off. It didn't. And then Rafael, who has just been on that ball all day long, got another turnover.
The kick downfield from the penalty takes play between Scotland's 22 and the 10-metre line. Just over 5 minutes left here in Cardiff. Scotland 27-0 up, and now 27-26. The line out from D, it doesn't look accurate. Scotland have taken it. The first mistake in the Welsh line out in this second half as Russell smacks the ball downfield. Cam Winnett takes it, the fullback. He's going to try and dummy and go on himself, gives it to Adams. It was slightly risky running it inside their own half. Taken by Kyle Rowe, passes it back inside to Russell. Russell kicks down the centre of the pitch. Winnett chasing it. What have Wales got left in the tank? They have given absolutely everything in this second half. Russell again looking to exploit the space. Cam Winnett chasing back again. This debutant, the fullback from Cardiff, kicks on downfield. He finds a good touch. Beyond halfway, Scotland will have the line out. Less than 5 to go.
I think they'll be happy with that kick exchange there. Finn Russell's just putting it straight down the middle. They've now got a line out. Get the line out. They would just drive it, take up some of the clock. It's a 4-minute game now. Forget 27-0, forget bonus point. It's close out the victory.
2 years ago, here in this stadium, Dan Biggar, a drop goal from Dan Biggar did the difference. Wales have got it. The line out wasn't accurate, but Wales have possession as Rafael has taken. Now, was that a high tackle on Rafael? The referee says no. The crowd don't agree, but it's play on with Wales. Centre of the pitch. Who can think coolly, clinically, under the greatest of pressure, in front of 75,000 here in the Principality. 27-26. Scotland lead here on 5 Live, the third game of the opening weekend of the Six Nations. Williams for Wales. It's still Wales on halfway. They're going to probably have to hold possession. They don't want to be kicking this away with the clock so close to the end. Big tackle coming in from Hepburn, who's really made a difference since he's come on for Scotland. They're trying to find space, but Scotland are shutting them down. Wales are inside their own half now, still trailing by a point. The pop-up pass and a forward pass from Wales, and that is a massive net gain for Scotland.
Sure, I'm almost speechless. I've seen a lot in this game in my life. This is unbelievable, this game. This reminds me of the 38-30 all draw at Twickenham when Scotland were 31-0 down, and it's just remarkable there. But that was a chance for Wales. It really was, because the overflow from Scotland at their line out, and it gave him a chance. So now it's about managing the game. 2.5 minutes for Scotland to hold on to the 1 point lead. And you know what? I said before the game I'd take a 1 point win. Right this moment, I'd absolutely take it.
The scrum to Scotland inside Wales's half, 15 metres from the far side touchline. Yeah, it's about delivering under the biggest pressure now, Philippa, and the scrum, Wales have been dominant. They've managed to find a bit of purpose as the referee blows his whistle. Let's hear that conversation.
We can't pre-engage front rows. Understand? Understand.
One of the big things referees are looking at is the engagement, the stability at scrum time. In the first half, Wales were really struggling at scrum and at the line-out. They've managed to steal important ball back, to get that parity back. But Scotland with the scrum into the last 2 minutes then here in Cardiff. Scotland 27, Wales 26. And of course Scotland, we all remember, haven't won here for 22 years. Can they crack it now? Can they negotiate?
Keep your height, feet under you.
Andy Nicol, the last 90 seconds.
Well, I never liked scrums, but I tell you what, if the next 90 seconds was just done here in the scrum, I'd be very happy with the situation. He stopped the clock, Ben O'Keefe. A lot of times they let them running, I have to say. So, you know, this scrum, forming a scrum, and there it is, the time's on now. So we're into the last 90 seconds.
The feed from George Horne. Scotland in possession. They feed it inside Wales's half. It's a good scrum from Scotland. They've got a good drive here, and the referee has got the advantage out. Ben O'Keefe and Wales with the advantage, but Russell looking for more, bringing through. Scotland into the 22 and Kyle Steyn, 6 metres out. Scotland finally have found their mojo as they come to within 4 metres of Wales's line. As we enter the last minute here in Cardiff, it's been an astonishing comeback from Wales, but Scotland determined to put them to bed, to put history to bed, and to get over the line. Frenetic last gasp defence from Wales. 2-3 Scottish forwards waiting to the right hand side. The pick up and drive. Scotland once again looking for their 4th score, looking for a bonus point win. Into the last 30 seconds, the pick up and drive again, the referee in the perfect position. Alec Hepburn waiting, passes away. Wales desperately hanging on. Scotland still going to the right of the post this time. The pick up once again to the right hand side. Scotland attacking right to left. Hepburn again, desperately trying to dot the ball down, but Wales keep them at bay. They go again, Scotland. We're into dead time. Scotland leading by a point, looking to finish this game. They could just kick it off, but they want more. Scotland, they could kick the ball off and the game would be won, but they're still going at Wales's line. 27-26. The ball is there for Scotland. They pick up round the left hand side. Van der Merwe's in there. He hasn't grounded it, has he? And Ben O'Keefe blows his whistle. Let's hear. He's going to go away and calmly go to Brendan Pickrell, the TMO.
The decision is no try.
Okay, it's no try.
But either way, Andy,
I think we've won the game.
So we believe that it's held up, and that is the first instance in these short.
Unless there's foul play and Wales run the length. I think Scotland have managed somehow to win this game.
But we'll check the grounding.
Either try or done.
So let's have a look.
It's either try or done.
Yeah.
Oh, that was breathless. You know, I thought, you know, if everything's happened, we're seeing the replay now. He's moving forward.
Ball is going on the foot there, Ben.
Just looking at the replay on the big screen.
Yeah. Inches away from a bonus point win.
Another angle.
Brendan Pickrell still in conversation with Ben O'Keefe. Van der Merwe, who scored
He's allowed to do that.
At the start of the second half.
Nothing more clear there.
Scotland fans on their feet saying try. As we still look at the replay on the screen.
And that's all the angles we've got. The ball is held up.
We agree with that decision, so we've stuck with the no try. And it's fine.
I agree with that.
Okay, so back on me. The ball is grounded on top of the foot, so no try, and that's game.
Belleke blows the whistle. What an astonishing second half of rugby. Absolutely extraordinary. Wales 27-0 down on the scoreboard. They were a shower in that first 40 minutes. They had no confidence, no belief, couldn't string passes together. Scotland very accomplished. And then Andy, Wales came roaring back into it. I don't know how.
I don't know. Fair play to Wales. They're an injection of energy and intensity in the second half. Scotland dropped off a bit. But let's just pause. Scotland have won the game. They've won for the first time in Cardiff since 2002 in 22 years. It was 27-0 up. I was supremely confident. 27-26, not so much. But let's just pause. Scotland have won the game away from home. Job done. I would have taken a 1-point win. And I think Wales take a huge amount from this game as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, to take a loss, but with a performance like that in the second half, that's something these Welsh fans and this Welsh team can build on. Overall, as much as obviously I would have loved for Wales to have won that game, I do think that's a fairer reflection. You know, Scotland were maybe a 6 or 7 out of 10 in the second half. They dropped to a 5 out of 10 in the second, but from Wales, 2 out of 10 in the first half, almost 10 out of 10 in the second.
Absolutely extraordinary the way this game has unfolded. Chappers, one of the great second halves I think we can happily say that we've witnessed since the Six Nations started back 24 years ago now. Utterly mind-boggling the way sport can turn on its head. This was a young, callow Welsh team who have given their nation so much to cheer.
We're on 5 Live as Sports Extra at the moment. On 5 Live shortly we'll return to Bramall Lane, where Villa have already got a 5th at the start of the second half. Alex Moreno with that. So Sheffield United 0, Villa 5. At the Africa Cup of Nations, Mali have scored with 20 minutes to go against the host Ivory Coast, and Ivory Coast are down to 10 in that game. We'll get details of that goal shortly as well. Reaction to all of the opening week's Six Nations on the Rugby Union Daily Pod to come, which you'll be able to get later on. I thought the final whistle, Andy, maybe the most telling thing was you going, let's just take a pause. Scotland have won. Yeah. Because honestly, just looking at body language and demeanour on the pitch and the crowd noise and so on and so forth, you wouldn't necessarily know that at the moment.
Yeah, 100%. I'm drained. I'm knackered. I feel like I've played the game. That was unbelievable. And, great. Sport is magic. Six Nations is magic. Scotland were absolutely cruising. 27-0 up and complete control because Wales had shown nothing. And then it was a flicker switch, but it was a flicker switch in every single player in a red shirt. And that then flicked the switch in the crowd. And we always said that the Cardiff factor can be a factor, and it was. And I genuinely thought with 5 minutes to go, probably 8 minutes to go, Wales were going to win it because the momentum was all with them. Fair play to Scotland. They stopped that momentum, and at the end they actually could have got the bonus point try, which would have been the icing on the cake. But Chappers, I'll say it again, we've won here. Well, that was so important.
And that needs, I'm sure it will be once they've all had a shower and go for dinner tonight. But you sort of feel that message might need to be reinforced in the camp this week.
Yeah, definitely.
Because they look shell-shocked at the moment.
And they will do. And the analysis of what caused that second half capitulation, and that's what it was. Now Wales contributed to that massively, of course they did, but so did Scotland, and they lost all sort of shape in attack and defence. The leadership seemed to go. Now I know what that feels like when the opposition have got momentum. My goodness, it's tough, but at some point you just try and wrestle it back. Little wins here and there, and for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, Scotland were powerless to stop what Wales were doing. So yeah, we're looking at the body language, and it looks dejected. At 27-0 up, I don't think anyone in the stadium would have been expecting this sort of reaction at the end of the game.
Whereas as far as Wales and Warren Gatland are concerned then, Philippa, well, that's an interesting platform and interesting to work with.
Oh, absolutely. There's definitely something that to work with. And I also think that, it'll be really interesting to hear what Warren Gatland says, because there was a definite change in game plan as well for the second half. So maybe the management are going to come and, put their hands up and go, look, we thought a kicking game would be on. It didn't suit us. We talked about it at half time. Players bought into it, and that was part of the catalyst of change for this second half, because what we did get to see in the second half was lots of young individuals putting up their hand. A gentleman called Alex Mann, which many people might not know about, he's been working really hard for Cardiff in his region, and he stood up in the second half. Cam Winnett, he was tested, he was tried with the high balls at full back, and he proves he's the real deal. So yeah, plenty to work on.
So is that what they do next week then? Is that what they do for going forward and go, because they're at Twickenham next weekend, aren't they? Is it simply say, right, I know every game has to have a different game plan, but if the young players have put their hands up, give them their head?
Yeah, absolutely. Players have performed, then they deserve the jersey. There's going to be a lot of debriefing now. Training will be very intense next week, but I think you have got a lot of players out there that are ball handlers. You've got Johan Lloyd in there. Hopefully Sam Costello's all right. He can come back into the mix. Owen Watkin is a centre, but he used to play fly half, so he's also a ball player. So why are we kicking the ball away when we've got so many creative backs? Keep the ball in hand. So yeah, hopefully a bit of a change of tack going forward into England. But yeah, from the England result, they might not be going into that game full of confidence either. Two teams with very much points to prove, I think, next week.
Small drink to calm the nerves now, Andy?
Oh, good to say, yeah, absolutely. Jeez.